Check this out. In 2021, South Carolina ranked number 3 among the states where the most people have moved. By 2022, it had climbed to second place. And in 2024, South Carolina became the number 1 state for inbound moves, with 2.05 inbound moves for everyone who moved out. And here we are in 2025, Myrtle Beach continues to dominate the nation's top destinations for searches and for relocation. So why is this place so popular? Hey, look, if you're new to this channel, I'm Jerry Pincus, your real estate expert, and in this video, we're going to go into look at some of these key reasons why South Carolina, particularly Myrtle Beach, is attracting so many new residents. Number 1 is the remote work magnet. Now, before the pandemic, a lot of people were living at their jobs and commuting from cities and their high cost of living. But since remote work became the norm, and after the pandemic, this huge shift in where people actually want to live. They don't want to live where they used to anymore. So in 2023, Zillow's survey said that over 60% of remote workers said they would consider moving if it meant that they could live somewhere else in a better location, with more outdoor activities and a better lifestyle. So we've recently seen significant increase in the number of people who are relocating to our area, and it's not just retirees, especially in areas that have a lower cost of living. And because people get that privilege of working from anywhere they want to, naturally, you want to move to places where they offer more affordable or a better lifestyle than where you were. And this is a key reason why Myrtle Beach has become one of the top locations for relocating. So for starters, the cost of living here is incredibly competitive. And it's not just real estate, it's all the other things. The big difference is, especially if you consider South Carolina has some of the lowest property taxes in the country if you do decide to move here, compared to Florida or other places. Beyond that, Myrtle Beach really sets up that work-life balance. You can literally finish your work and be on the beach in the evening. And that's a huge plus. And the fact is, remote workers are increasingly prioritizing places that offer a combination of outdoor activities and that reasonable cost of living. And Myrtle Beach just fits that example. But number 2 is the halfback phenomenon. Now, you've heard this before, maybe you haven't. It's a term called halfback. It's where retirees who initially moved to places like Florida, they were all the way in the north and they moved all the way to the south, are now relocating halfway back north to states like South Carolina and others. And there's plenty of reasons for this. The key reason for this shift is that Florida is becoming increasingly crowded. Now, according to the census data, Florida's population grew by nearly 700,000 people between 2020 and 2022. In contrast, South Carolina has grown, but not by anything like that. So you really have to think about it. If you have a massive population surge between 2020 and 2022, it's no surprise that housing prices went up and traffic got worse. And let's not forget that Florida is prone to hurricanes and extreme hot summers, which made the state less appealing. It looked good on paper, looked good on the internet, but some retirees found out over time it really doesn't fit what they're looking for. Now compare that to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Now, Myrtle Beach offers a warm climate year-round, but without that oppressive heat and humidity in Florida that they're known for. And in Florida, it really does last forever. And summers here are warm, don't get me wrong, but they're manageable. And winters, they're mild. It makes it the perfect middle ground. And Myrtle Beach's proximity to states like North Carolina, Virginia, and Georgia means retirees can be closer to family and still enjoy the coastal living. Number 3 is accessibility to major cities. Now, one of the strong points to Myrtle Beach is its location. The airport's fantastic, you can get in and out and you can go anywhere. It has the best of both worlds road system-wise because you can enjoy that peaceful coastal living and still have easy access to the other major cities. And this is another reason why people are relocating to South Carolina, and particularly they're moving to this city. So if you're driving by car, Charlotte, North Carolina is about 3.5 hours away. Charleston is roughly 1.5 hours to 2 hours away, depending on where you're going. Raleigh, North Carolina, it's about a 3-hour drive. So if you take day trips or you want to get a weekend getaway, big cities, they're pretty manageable here. And Myrtle Beach also has its international airport. And this is known for a growing number of direct flights to destinations like New York, Chicago, and Atlanta. And this provides convenient access for both personal and for business travel. However, I will tell you this, Myrtle Beach still has some things to avoid and problems that are associated with big cities, such as traffic congestion. And if you look at during the summer months, yeah, it's happening. That's where people want to be. They want to go to the beach. And a lot of people are actually even moving from California to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The recent LA fire has already destroyed 9,300 buildings and 180,000 people are being evacuated at the time I'm making this video. So the same thing happened in 2018 and it's happening again. So wildfires, hurricanes, all these types of things in different states, they're driving people out and they're looking for alternatives. Now, I'm not saying that Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is Malibu, right? It's very nice. It still has the beach, but it's a little bit different. It's not the same. Number 4 is tourism. Now, Myrtle Beach has long been one of the most visited vacation spots in the United States. I mean, with 60 miles of sandy beach and world-class golf courses, it's no wonder it draws millions of tourists each year. So last year, 20 million visitors actually visited the area, and a significant portion of these tourists decide to move here permanently. But the beauty of this is they also pay for all the infrastructure that locals get to enjoy. Look, tourism is undeniably the key reason why Myrtle Beach is popular, but what's more important to understand is Myrtle Beach is just not a seasonal destination. I mean, I get it. Summer months, yep, they're busy. And the area has grown a lot, and there is a lot to offer year-round. And year-round is a big factor that people consider when they're looking to move. And a lot of people, they'll come into town and they'll preview, what I call, if they're a potential buyer, they want to see what it's like and they want to experience that lifestyle and the community and the amenities before they make that decision to move. So a lot of people will call us and our team, and they'll ask a million questions. I mean, you have questions, we have answers. But for many, that experience is not enough to really convince them that this is the place to call home, because you got to do your research. You just can't do your Google search. But the number 5 reason is incentives and lower business costs. Now, if you didn't know this, South Carolina is really one of the most tax-friendly states for retirees. And Myrtle Beach residents directly benefit from all these policies that we talked about. So, like Social Security benefits, they're completely exempt from state income tax. And retirees over 65, they also can deduct $10,000 of their retirement income from their taxable income. And additionally, if you're over 65, you can claim an extra deduction of up to $15,000 on any income. And of course, like I had mentioned, property taxes, 5th lowest in the nation. You can see where it starts to get better, right? But even for businesses, operational costs are significantly lower than major metropolitan areas. Now, for example, utility rates here in Myrtle Beach also are about 25% lower than the national average. And other factors such as commercial real estate prices and labor costs can also be more competitive compared to larger cities. Although this does vary depending on the specific industry. The industry in Myrtle Beach is tourism, so if you're looking to get a job here, I will tell you this, the wages are lower than national average, so just keep that in mind. Like I mentioned earlier, the cost of living in Myrtle Beach is a significant factor that attracts many people here. But housing prices have been increasing in recent years, and it's been happening in many parts of the country, so it's nothing new, but it's generally considered still more affordable than many coastal cities, and even Florida, if you're comparing that. So to sum up this video, Myrtle Beach is clearly one of the most appealing destinations in the country right now, and this trend is not probably going to stop anytime soon. We are in our infancy. If you look at all the building and the construction that's going on, it's happening, guys. So what works for one person does not always work for everybody. So you got to come down to your own personal preferences. So again, if you're thinking about buying or thinking about selling property in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, or if you're thinking anywhere else in the United States, we can hook you up with your local real estate expert. Just give us a call at 843-839-9870. I'm Jerry with Jerry Pincus Real Estate Experts, and if you didn't know this already, my team is here to help you find your hidden gem and to avoid those pitfalls that are costly. We've helped thousands and thousands of people over the last 20 years, and we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we know just about everything when it comes to real estate locally here. So until next time, stay happy, stay educated, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care, guys.